Niagara Falls is one of the most beautiful spots in North America. There's a reason it's such a popular travel destination. This video is all about the things you need to know about the Canadian side of Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls can be a simple day trip from Toronto, or you could spend a few days here and really get a feel for Niagara Falls and the surrounding area. This video will help you plan the best trip to Niagara Falls. We've been to Niagara Falls twice now, and we're going to share our best tips, including things that we wish we knew before our first time here. Our goal is to make sure your trip is as fun and goes as seamlessly as possible. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more travel content and tips. Now, let's check out the 15 things you need to know before visiting Niagara Falls, Canada. Number 1. Niagara Falls is 3 waterfalls. Niagara Falls isn't just one waterfall, it's actually 3 separate waterfalls. The 3 waterfalls are the Horseshoe, the American, and the Bridal Veil. When you think of Niagara Falls, you are most likely picturing the largest waterfall, which is Horseshoe Falls. The Horseshoe Falls is easily the most impressive, and it's the one you can get closest to on the Canadian side. The American Falls is also impressive to look at from across the water, and the Bridal Veil is the very small falls right next to the American Falls. Niagara Falls is one of North America's 7 natural wonders for a reason. All 3 are great, and we recommend taking your time to admire the natural beauty of this area. There's nothing like seeing the 3 waterfalls for the first time. Number 2, visit between May and September. The best time to visit Niagara Falls is when the weather is good. Niagara Falls is a destination where you'll be outside most of the time, so you won't want to be here when it's too cold. While it can still rain during the warmer months, the weather is usually pretty good. Another reason to visit during this time of year is that you want to ensure that everything is open. If you travel here in the off-season or even in parts of the shoulder season, a lot of things will be closed or won't operate. One example is that the fireworks show doesn't run year-round. Other attractions like the White Water Walk and the Niagara City Cruises will not be open all year long. Some attractions that are year-round might only be open on weekends, so keep that in mind. We visited in late May and early September and recommend these times of year. They weren't too busy, but you could do every attraction. When planning your trip, decide what's important to you and then make sure everything you want to experience is open. Number 3, spend at least one night. You don't want to just spend the day here and then head to someplace else at night. Some of the best things to do in Niagara Falls are things that happen at night, and we think you shouldn't miss them. Every night of the year, the falls are lit up, and it's incredible to see in person. The color-changing lights are mesmerizing, and you have to take a stroll along the Falls View Trail at night and stop at some of the viewing areas. Between mid-May and mid-October, there's a fireworks show at 10 p.m. right over the waterfalls. This is something you absolutely cannot miss. You'll also be able to see the fireworks during the holiday season for the Winter Festival of Lights. Our most important tip is to make sure you arrive early. Even if you don't think Niagara Falls was very crowded during the day, people head to the waterfront for the fireworks show. Get as close to the falls as you can and just take in the view at night while you're waiting for the show to start. We arrived 15 minutes early and it was already busy, and a lot more people showed up after. Number 4, the best views are from the Canadian side. There's a reason this video is about the things to know before visiting Niagara Falls, Canada. The best way to see the 3 waterfalls is from the Canadian side. The different viewpoints just can't be beat. Table Rock is an overlook right by the Horseshoe Falls. It's the area right in front of the Table Rock Center. Get close to the Horseshoe Falls and experience the sheer power of the falls. You'll be within the mist, and there's just nothing like standing there. It felt like the temperature decreased in a matter of seconds. The Falls View Trail is something you absolutely have to walk along. The view of the falls from the different vantage points is so great. Don't forget to stop at different spots to just take it all in. You can't get this experience from the US side because you'll be looking down at the American and Bridal Veil falls instead of across the water. There are a couple more interesting ways to see the falls that we'll talk about later in this video. Just know that some of the coolest views can be a bit unconventional. Additionally, if you can, get a hotel room with a falls view. It's expensive, but it's definitely worth doing once. Number 5, pick your shoes carefully. You'll need to do some serious walking in Niagara Falls, Canada. Wear comfortable shoes that can take you from the Falls View Trail to Clifton Hill to the White Water Walk. You'll walk more than you expect, and some of it will be uphill. Additionally, some of the activities require closed-toed shoes, including Wild Play zipline to the falls. Make sure that you have a pair of shoes that you'll be comfortable wearing for long periods of time, and before buying a ticket for something, check out their footwear requirements or suggestions. You'll also want to pick your shoes carefully if you take a city cruise to the falls. Trust us, your shoes will get soaked. You also don't want to be wearing shoes that will be too slippery when wet, especially since you're on a very crowded boat. You also don't want your feet to be soaked for the rest of the day if you can help it. Number 6, paid parking. Parking is a cost to consider when visiting Niagara Falls. It doesn't matter if you're staying at a hotel or just here for the day. If you have a car with you, you will have to think about parking. If you stay overnight, you'll most likely have to pay for parking. It's something to keep in mind when budgeting for your trip. We did know beforehand that we had to pay for parking at the hotel, but we forgot to look at the different garage options and prices beforehand. To say we had sticker shock is an understatement. If you just come here for the day, you should arrive early if you want to park close to the falls. There are parking lots scattered around the area. Clifton Hill has a large parking lot with 700 spots, and it's easy to access. Parking costs depend on the lot you choose, and we recommend looking up lots before you visit. Some specific attractions do offer free parking if you are taking part in the activity. But again, if you're just coming for the day and driving around, check out which attractions have free parking. Because if you're planning on only doing things within walking distance, then find one parking lot that looks reasonable and just walk between the different places. Niagara-on-the-Lake, a town north of Niagara Falls on Lake Ontario, also requires you to pay for parking. Stay tuned to hear more about this cute town as well as where to park if you're visiting for just a few hours. Number 7, visit during the week. Visiting Niagara Falls during peak season means it will be busy, but to avoid some of the worst crowds, choose to go during the week and not during the weekend. Weekends are more likely to be busy, so if you can plan your day or days here in the middle of the week, you're more likely to be able to explore without it being packed. This is especially important if you're here between June and August. And if you really want to visit without crowds but still make sure everything is open, go mid to late May or early to mid-September. Niagara Falls won't be empty, but you will miss the peak summer crowds. We really enjoyed being here in May and September during the week, and we got to enjoy being here without it feeling overwhelming. Number 8, do something thrilling. Want to make your trip to Niagara Falls an adventure? Then plan to do something thrilling when you're here. One of the most thrilling things to do is wild plays zipline to the falls. The zipline is a unique experience that we would 100% do again. Step off the platform and look to your left to see the American and Bridal Veil Falls, and straight ahead to see the Horseshoe Falls. Ziplining around the waterfalls is a thrilling experience you should add to your itinerary. Another exciting thing to do here is to take a city cruise. Make sure to choose the boat ride that goes up close to the Horseshoe Falls. There's nothing in the world like being directly in the midst of the Horseshoe Falls. The sheer power is insanely cool. There are boat rides that don't take you into the mist, but we don't think that's worth doing. Getting so close to the Horseshoe Falls is what makes the experience so exciting. Lastly, you could do the journey behind the falls. This is something we haven't done yet, but it's on our list for our next visit. Journey behind the falls takes you right up to the Horseshoe Falls, and you also explore the tunnels in the bedrock. Number 9, don't skip the Whitewater Walk. The Whitewater Walk is only a short drive from the falls. It's not within walking distance of the falls, but you should still head here if you have the time. The Whitewater Walk is one of the coolest experiences you can have in this area. Take an elevator down to the boardwalk that goes right along the Niagara River. The waterfront promenade is just a quarter of a mile long, so it's easy to see all of it. Make sure you walk down the steps to the platforms to get even closer to the Class 6 Whitewater Rapids. The photos you can get are incredible. Even if you only have a limited amount of time, make sure you prioritize this experience. The scenery is amazing, and if you go on a day when it's not too busy, it's also pretty peaceful. In 2026, the Whitewater Walk is open from the end of April until November 1st. This is one reason we don't recommend traveling in the off-season. You'll want to visit when the best attractions are open. Check the website for the actual hours and consider getting tickets in advance if you visit on a busy day. Number 10. The Niagara Falls Pass doesn't include some of the best attractions. Personally, we didn't think the Niagara Falls Pass was worth it for us. If you've seen some of our other things you need to know videos, then you've seen that we usually love a city pass or a city card. The Niagara Falls Pass doesn't include zipline to the falls or a Niagara City cruise. There are 3 pass options: the Classic, Plus, and Premium. The passes just didn't seem worth the money to us, not unless you plan to do a lot of the activities included. Another great activity, the Sky Wheel, is not included on this pass, but is included on the Clifton Hill Fun Pass. There's a whole separate pass just for Clifton Hill activities. The Clifton Hill Fun Pass includes 6 activities. We didn't find this pass worth it for us either because we weren't doing enough of the activities on this street to justify it. But we'll talk more about Clifton Hill soon. Number 11, pack a windbreaker. Even if you're visiting in the summer, you'll want to pack a windbreaker. Even during the warmer months, it can be chillier by the falls, especially at night. It also could rain, or you'll experience the mist coming from the falls. Table Rock, which we mentioned earlier, is the best place to view the Horseshoe Falls, but the mist is intense and it feels much cooler here than it will from 50 feet away. So if you want to experience the mist here or just go out at night, it's best to be prepared because it can get chillier than you'd expect. It's best to be ready in case you have a very rainy day like we did on our first visit. Number 12, it's not a place for nightlife, but there is a casino. Niagara Falls isn't exactly a nightlife destination. It's not a place with a lot of nightlife options. However, there is a casino. Fallsview Casino is open 24 hours, so if you're looking for something to do late at night, there's always one option. However, the shops and restaurants in the same building will not be open the entire time. There are restaurants open pretty late though. If you need a late night snack, just check out the hours for the Fallsview restaurants. Some places will be open until midnight or later, especially on weekends. If you're looking for something else to do at night, Niagara Brewing Company Tap Room at Fallsview is open until 2 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays and has some great local beer. There's also the original Niagara Brewing Company on Clifton Hill, and the beer is brewed on site. The Clifton Hill location also has live music. Number 13. Clifton Hill is super cheesy. Clifton Hill is a street in Niagara Falls and probably the cheesiest place we've been besides Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. But that doesn't mean you should sleep on it. Clifton Hill is worth visiting at least once. So what can you do at Clifton Hill? Well, you can ride the sky wheel to get a view of the falls, experience a small roller coaster on top of a building, play mini golf, visit a haunted house, grab a bite to eat, and more. Know beforehand how silly and cheesy Clifton Hill is, and you'll be ready for it. If you don't take yourself too seriously, you'll find something to do here, even if it's just grabbing some Tim Hortons donuts. But seriously, we recommend doing something here. The best thing to do is the sky wheel because it's a unique way to see the falls, and it's reasonably priced for being a 25 to 30 minute experience. We also enjoyed trying the local beer at Niagara Brewing Company. It's at the beginning of the street closer to the falls. Also, earlier we mentioned the Clifton Hill Pass not being for us, but if you do plan to try more than a few activities like go-karts, mini golf, and some of the indoor haunted and maze attractions, consider looking into it to save money. It's worth the money for people who want to spend a lot of time here. Number 14, don't skip Niagara on the Lake. If you want small town charm, cute shops, great restaurants, a picturesque Main Street, and views of Lake Ontario, it's time to visit Niagara on the Lake. You can't visit Niagara Falls without spending at least a few hours at Niagara on the Lake. It's one of the cutest towns we've ever seen, and it's also close to many wineries. This part of Canada is known for its ice wine, and there are places in Niagara on the Lake where you can do a tasting. If you only have a few hours here, prioritize having lunch. The main street, which is called Queen Street, has so many options right off of it or nearby on a side street. Then walk around Queen Street, check out the shops, and grab some ice cream. If you have enough time, walk a few blocks to Queen's Royal Park to walk along the banks of Lake Ontario. On a clear day, you might be able to see Toronto's skyline in the distance. One thing to note is that parking is not the easiest here, especially on a busy day. We've been able to find spots on Queen Street if you drive a few blocks away from the main stretch. It is paid parking, so keep that in mind. Additionally, there are some small lots that you can check out online. Number 15, start your vacation in Toronto. Niagara Falls is too close to Toronto to not plan a visit. Toronto is Canada's largest city, and it's the perfect place to start your vacation before heading to Niagara Falls. You can spend a few days in Toronto and then see the amazing Niagara Falls. Combine a big city vacation with an incredible natural wonder. You can travel between the two places by train, but we chose to drive. It was a fun road trip experience, and having a car made it easier to reach Niagara on the Lake and other spots that aren't right by the falls. If you want to learn even more about planning a trip to Toronto, check out our videos on this awesome city. We have videos on the best things to do, what you need to know, and a 2-day itinerary. Toronto is one of our favorite cities in North America, and you won't want to miss it when you're already close by. That's it for the 15 things you need to know before visiting Niagara Falls, Canada. We hope you liked our tips and advice, and we also hope that you can't wait to see one of North America's natural wonders. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn even more about Niagara Falls, check out our video on the 12 best things to do in Niagara Falls, Canada. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more travel content. Have you been to Niagara Falls, Canada before? What do you wish that you knew before your trip? Let us know in the comments. As always, let's make every trip an adventure to remember.